tonight I want to go over the compensation plan. I'm super excited about this plan. There are a lot of things that really create a tremendous opportunity for the average person in network marketing. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean about that. So I want to start off tonight by talking about just philosophically compensation plans. Compensation plans at the end of the day are designed to reward the right type of behavior. And what you have to understand is that if you don't work, then the compensation plan won't work at all. So, if you go to work, you don't feel like you need to understand every aspect of what I'm going to go over tonight. The bottom line is that if you use the products, you share them with others, you share your story with others, the rest will take care of itself. So let's jump right in. So first of all, there's a couple of different style compensation plans that are out there. And I want to talk about, and by the way, there's no perfect compensation plan. Each compensation plan style has to fit the culture of the company, the culture of the products that the company offers. Every one of them has their pros and their cons. Now, over the course of the last 10 years, one of the compensation plans that has been very prevalent in the network marketing industry is a binary. Binary just means two, right? Two legs. And I want to talk a little bit about some of the pros and cons of a binary. So some of the pros of a binary, they're definitely exciting. People have the ability to be able to get paid through an infinite level, which is very exciting. And it creates a sense of urgency and a fear of loss, right? I can say, listen, I'm just launching my business. And you know what? I've got 20 people that I'm going to be talking to. And those people can either go below you or above you. Which would you prefer? You got to get in right now. You've got to get positioned today, because everything I do from this point forward has the ability to be able to go below you, right? So it creates that, oh my gosh, I don't want to miss out on this. But here's one of the challenges associated with the binary that I've personally experienced is a lot of times people oversell the binary, right? They set false expectations. You want to know the number one reason that people leave network marketing? It's because of people setting false expectations, because of hype. And a lot of times the binary is associated with hype. People oversell it. All you have to do is just take a position now. I'm going to build it for you. Here's one of the other challenges associated with the network, with a binary. A lot of times, in network marketing, you get people that do this part-time or even in their spare time, and they might go put 3 or 4 people into the business, and maybe one of them takes off. And so all of a sudden that one person starts to build an organization. But the problem is in a binary, you always get paid on your lesser leg. So what ends up happening is you get all kinds of people that have one leg built, but they've got nothing on the other side, and there's no money that's flowing at all, right? That's called breakage. That's going back to the company. And so, and one of the biggest headaches of a binary of all is if, people that have been in network marketing even for a month or 2 months, and they start to understand how these binaries work, they come in saying, listen, I want to be on a power leg. I don't want to be on an inside leg, right? Leaders in many cases are saying, I want a leg built for me when I come in the door, right? And in many cases, there's not even an even playing field, because leaders come in and they get positioned early on and they end up on one of these giant power legs, and they can go out and just go build one side. But eventually what happens is it starts to break down. And eventually you get people that are coming in on an inside leg. And pretty soon these people down here don't necessarily have the same opportunity. So it's not necessarily an even playing field. And if I have to have the conversation one more time where somebody says, Travis, am I going to go on your power leg or am I going on the inside leg? I think I would rather bang my head against the wall, to be honest with you, than to have that conversation again. So in my opinion, the binary has become, it started to create somewhat of a toxic behavior in the industry, because it creates entitlement. There's a lot of hype, not necessarily an even playing field, and nobody wants to go on an inside leg. The smaller network marketer, which makes up a large majority of the industry, typically ends up with one leg, no money, no check, and that leads to attrition, and it starts to fall apart from the bottom up. And so for that reason, we have decided to go with a unilevel. Now, let's talk a little bit about a unilevel, both the pros and cons of a unilevel, and why this particular plan is focused around a customer or a consumption model. Residual income is a function of consumption. And the true litmus test of network marketing is if you took the compensation plan and threw it out, would people still buy your products? And a lot of times, in this industry, we see a lot of hype, right? Big checks on stage, or Lamborghinis and all these fancy cars. And sometimes that's just overcompensation for the fact that maybe you don't have that great of a product, or the product doesn't work the way that it was intended. And so you have to be careful about that. And what I love about Uforia is the organic feel. There's no hype around it at all. In fact, the way that Ron Williams even rolled this company out is one day he just flipped the switch. There was no huge event, no huge announcement. He uploaded a video with him and Eric Worre, filmed at Eric Worre's house. Eric Worre has agreed to graciously head up all of the training for Uforia. He's still remaining neutral in the industry, still doing Network Marketing Pro, but he has agreed to do all of the training for this company. So Ron and Eric filmed a video just about 30 days ago, and just a couple of weeks ago, Ron just happened to upload that to YouTube, and that's how we went live. And I asked him about that. I said, Ron, why didn't you do a big event? Like, tell me about that. And he says, I just didn't want any hype to be around this launch. I wanted it to be organic. I want to be the growth to be organic. I believe that we've got something special here with this DNA nutrition. And when you have a product that evokes a positive emotional experience, people go and tell people about it. You don't need the hype. And he said, so for me, I wanted to start with no pecking order. I didn't want to have, bring in the giant leaders and, they're at the top and then they go get their leaders. He said, I really wanted an even playing field. So let's talk a little bit about a unilevel. So a unilevel works like this. There's you, and everybody that you sponsor is front level to you. Okay, you can have 500 people. Anybody that you bring in is front level to you. So what does that do? It eliminates the whole pecking order, right? The people that are trying to get lucky, the people that are trying to get positioned early so that they can, they can just catch this momentum and they can go get wealthy. Guys, all of that disappears here. Everybody has an even playing field, and you're rewarded based on the value and the contributions that you bring to your organization, to the business itself, and the efforts that you put forth. And the results that you should produce. I shouldn't just say your efforts, because at the end of the day, we're paid based on the results that we produce, period. So here's how it works. In this particular plan, everybody that you sponsor is front level to you. And then you have an opportunity to get paid down through 8 levels, okay? And in simple terms, the best way to describe it is the wider you go, the deeper you get paid. I want you to write that down. The wider that you go, the deeper that you get paid. Now, this is definitely going to be a customer-driven model. And I love that, because when you're not building with hype and you're building with true product stories, and at the end of the day, I want you to think about this. When you have a product that has over 100 plant-based, peer-reviewed, studied ingredients, never before has there been a product that has the ability to be able to test your own unique DNA, 18 different DNA strands, different markers, and then be able to create a formulation that is designed specifically for you, is unique to you. No one's been like you before you. No one will ever be like you again. You are beautiful, you are unique, you are special. Why not have unique and special nutrition that is designed for your genetic makeup? And so when you think about this, when all of a sudden people start to get this type of nutrients that are in their body, and what I'm holding right here is one of our DNA, one of our kits, our pre-nutrition kit is inside here, as well as our swabs. It's going to show up in all kinds of different places. We don't make claims here, but what I will tell you is when you give your body what it needs, when it needs it, an amazing thing happens. Your body starts to heal itself from the inside out when you're giving your body what it needs. And so excited to have a product that as people start to take it, it's going to show up in so many different ways, and it is going to spread like wildfire, because when people feel it, that's when they want to go tell somebody about it. So consumption model, the wider you go, the deeper that you get paid. There's 8 levels here. Now, that's the basic concept. So what's the advantage of a unilevel? Well, if I am one of those people that come into network marketing that maybe goes and gets 3 or 4 people, maybe one takes off and builds an organization, we know in a binary, I'm not going to receive a check at all, right? Because it's always you get paid on your lesser leg. But in this scenario, let's say that I go get these 3 people, and 2 of them just end up being customers and they don't do anything, but this one right here goes and builds a business. Maybe it's small, maybe it's a mid-sized business, but here's the cool thing. Even if only this person gets started, I'm still going to get a check off of that person's efforts down through 8 levels. Believe it or not, in this compensation plan, you could technically ride that one leg all the way to a 6-figure income just off of that one leg. So what this compensation plan will do is it will create a lot more meaningful checks. Traditionally in a binary, you see, a handful of people that are making huge checks, right? And the companies typically go sell those stories. Here, you're going to see a lot more money that's paid out to the average person in network marketing. And what does that do? It drives retention. And retention is the key to your business, right? Because if you've got people running out the back door as quickly as they're running in the front, or excuse me, if people running out the back door as quickly as they're coming in the front door, it's very hard to build a true residual income. So the name of the game is retention. And if somebody is getting, even if it's a $75 check, even if it's a $100 check, $200 check, if they're getting a check in the mailbox every single month and they're taking nutrients that they enjoy, they're not going to turn their auto ship off. And that is what this business is all about. It's about retention, and it's about making a difference for the average person.